How does the poker all-in rule handle future betting action? Imagine you're in a poker game and decide to push all your chips into the middle. What happens next? Well, the all-in rule has some clear steps that keep the game fair and flowing smoothly. When you go all-in, you're betting all your remaining chips at once. Once you do that, you can't make any more bets or raises because you have no chips left to continue betting. But the game doesn't stop there for the other players still in the hand. They can keep betting, raising, or folding as usual on the next betting rounds. If other players continue betting more chips beyond your all-in amount, side pots are created. The main pot includes the chips you put in and any calls matching your all-in. Any extra chips bet by other players from side pots. You can only win the main pot, which contains your chips, while the other players can win the main pot and any side pots they are involved in. If a player calls your all-in but has fewer chips than you, they can only call with what they have. This might create a side pot because other players can still bet more chips beyond that. When it comes to betting rules, if your all-in is less than the minimum raise, betting might not reopen for others. But if your all-in matches or exceeds a full raise, betting can continue, and other players can raise or call again. This setup makes sure no player can lose more chips than they have, but the game still moves forward for everyone else. For example, if you go all in 450 chips and another player calls with the same amount, but a third player has 700 chips and wants to raise, they can bet the extra chips to create a side pot. You can only win the main pot, which includes your chips, but the other players can win the side pot or pots. Once you're all in, you can't make further betting decisions, but your hand stays live for the showdown. You can still win the pots you're eligible for based on your chips. This rule keeps the game fair and clear, balancing your limited chips with ongoing betting among the remaining players. It allows for multiple pots and keeps the game exciting, even when players go all in early.